You're watching Arise, the world's standout news channel. Arise News, awards, and beyond.
Let's be seated, please. Let's have a seat, please. Your Excellency, sir, Your Royal Majesty, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor and privilege to welcome all of you to the 9th convocation ceremony of the Federal University of Ekiti. The Federal University of Ekiti Establishment Act 2015 empowers the university to hold convocation for the conferment of degrees. It also provides that the Chancellor shall preside over convocation. I therefore humbly invite the Chancellor, His Royal Majesty, Dr. Matthew Alaji, Opaluwa Oguche Apa, Diata Igala, to constitute the Assembly as convocation of the Federal University of Ekiti for the purpose of conferment of postgraduate diplomas, postgraduate degrees, and honorary degrees.
By the power vested in me as Chancellor, I hereby constitute this Assembly a convocation of the Federal University of Ekiti for the conferment of first degree, postgraduate degree, honorary degrees, and the presentation of prizes of the university. I hereby declare the convocation open.
Your Excellency, Your Royal Highness, Your Royal Majesty, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor and privilege to invite Architect Sonny Sifa Echono, OON, FNAI, Executive Secretary 10th Fund, to deliver his convocation lecture. Thank you.
Go straight to the lecture. Your Excellency, the representative of the Executive Governor of Ekiti State, our royal fathers here, the Chancellor of the University, the Pro-Chancellor, Chairman Governing Council, and all the other members of the Governing Council, the Vice-Chancellor and all the principal officers of the university, members of the convocation, parents and guardians here today, and most especially our graduating students, I bring you very warm felicitations and I extend my very hearty congratulations for the success you've recorded today. Let me start by extending my warm greetings also to the entire University of Ekiti community as you celebrate your 9th convocation, and also for the gesture of inviting me. As for those of our guests who may wish to know, the Federal University of Ekiti, as it is popularly known, though relatively young, having been established in 2011, can be classified as one of the fastest growing new generation universities in the country. The remarkable achievements of the institution arising from visionary leadership have made it stand out as a beacon of knowledge, innovation, and excellence in Nigeria's tertiary education. The university, which I understand has 12 faculties, 62 academic programs, and over 21,000 students, has distinguished itself as a citadel of academic excellence committed to delivering on its mandate. The university offers the kind of education needed for leadership in a rapidly changing world by pioneering new ways of using online technologies to enrich the educational experience and to expand opportunities for its students and faculty. I must commend the university for its commitment to quality education, fostering the Nigerian innovation ecosystem in line with its mission statement, which states, innovation and character for national transformation with academic prowess. Since I'm aware that this lecture has been shared to members, I'm going to be talking to it so as to save time. I understand we're working behind schedule. But the beginning of the lecture did talk a great deal about the origin of tertiary education in this country, starting with the Yaba Higher College to the University College in Ibadan in 1948, which was a branch of the University of London, to the first generation universities of Nsukka, Lagos, Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, Ife, and then University of Benin, and then the second and third and fourth generations until we get here. I also espouse what the policy on education states as the requirement or the basis for tertiary education. I will skip the elements about the structure of our education tree that has universities, polytechnics, colleges of education, monotechnics, and other IAEs, or what we call enterprise centers, and go quickly to talk about the challenges of quality tertiary education in Nigeria. But before then, I want to establish that the Nigerian universities should be able to pursue their goals through knowledge generation and dissemination, through research activities, and dedicated services to the communities, being the three primary roles of any university. We also expect them to be able to forge international cooperation in line with the global standards. It is a universally accepted concept that tertiary education should promote the growth of knowledge and the development of advanced cognitive skills necessary for various sectors within society, enabling members to be productive and to contribute to society's overall well-being. Thus, the pursuit of quality tertiary education in Nigeria is a necessity, not an option, if we are to achieve increased youth employability, sustainable economic and social development, and our global competitiveness. So what are the main challenges of quality tertiary education in Nigeria today? Again, Nigeria, as you all know, have witnessed phenomenal growth in a relatively short time without a commensurate level of investments to sustain them. Thus, a combination of inadequate infrastructure and limited number of academic staff in both the private and public universities translates to limited spaces for admission. Currently, about 2.5 million apply to JAM and only 750. That is when you combine both the universities and the polytechnics and colleges of education together. And even the huge expansion in private universities, there are more than 120 of them now. But that has not been able to address the problem because they only account for 7% of the student population of our university system. There is also the issue of a mismatch between effective demand and what the spaces will make available. If you go to JAM, they will tell you 60% of the spaces are reserved for science and technical education. Whereas in actual demand, the number of people applying for these are less than 40. So you have a situation where less than 40 are applying for 60% of spaces, while the remaining nearly 70% are applying for only 30% of the spaces. Public universities suffer from overdependence on the government for their funding. They are therefore susceptible to revenue shortfalls and budgetary constraints due to other competing needs of the government, like security, like the need to develop our health system, and so on and so forth. So a regime of declining revenue and rising corruption manifests in deteriorating infrastructure and very poor remuneration for our lecturers. Early symptoms of this decay include overcrowding in classrooms, a high student-lecturers ratio, a high ratio of non-teaching to teaching staff, low morale of staff, and a pervasive culture of autonomy in our ivory towers. These, coupled with the outdated curricula and ineffective delivery systems, produce poor quality graduates and deplorable learning conditions, despite the best efforts of institutions like TED Fund, where I'm privileged to lead. The main challenges of our university education in Nigeria today may be captured in 3 words: access, quality, and relevance. I have talked about the issue of access. Issue of quality is the main subject of this presentation, and I'll be telling you a few things about that. And then the issue of relevance. Relevance not only to the larger community, but even its immediate community. Relevant to the growth and aspirations of the country. Relevant to our place in the world. Collaboration with industry is still seen as its infancy, while contribution to community is often limited to employment and admission of sons and daughters of the soil. University administrators complain of overregulation by government entities, including the National Universities Commission, the Federal Ministry of Education, various professional bodies, and indeed the National Assembly. They point to the fact that a university vice-chancellor requires the approval of the head of service of the Federation to engage a graduate assistant or to fill a vacant professorial chair as evidence of a lack of autonomy. Some of the other constraints include pressure of demand from a rapidly growing youth population, the brain drain, or what we call the Japa syndrome, poor governance and mismanagement of resources, low technology adoption, and absence of cutting-edge facilities, frequent strike actions by academic and non-academic staff unions, inadequate research capacity, and a lack of motivation for research, as well as the stunted growth and deficits in our global competitiveness. Indeed, the ranking of our universities have been falling, unfortunately. This was only reversed in the last year, and we hope to be able to sustain it in the years ahead. So some of these factors that have contributed to challenge the quality of tertiary education in Nigeria, again, was discussed in some detail in the text. And some of it, they include issues around inadequate funding, this lack of essential infrastructure, particularly now. A university vice-chancellor is not only leading in terms of academic leadership, he has to be a local government chairman, worrying about power supply and how to pay electricity bills, waste management, water supply, and so on. Even issues around security have become essential issues on features of the job description of our university leadership, which in other lands is not the case. But we also have to mention the fact that the university community has also witnessed various instances of poor leadership and also issues around the inadequate quality of both the teaching staff and the delivery systems that support it. We have also lacked the capacity to implement various policies of government that are out there requiring us to update and to upgrade our facilities to improve our delivery and the students' experiences on our campuses. One of such areas where there is a current deficit, but which FUOYE is doing very well, is in the area of ICT adoption. Because the world is moving. Face-to-face teaching is a thing of the past. You have to adopt and leverage on technology. Now we even have AI coming up in various forms with both positive and negative impacts. And you have to you steer it towards the positive end is one of the things that will make you a leading university and continue to retain your position. So the adoption of ICT in education has been linked to higher productivity, higher efficiency, and higher educational outcomes, including the quality of cognitive, creative, and innovative thinking. However, despite the role of ICT in enhancing teaching and learning, as well as research, some of our tertiary institutions lack basic ICT tools. In some institutions, there's an acute shortage of computers, electronic whiteboards, multimedia projectors, and automated lecture halls and lecturers' offices. It is even more worrisome that some of our institutions are not linked with functional internet connectivity, while in others, it is the human inertia to make the digital transition. Of course, we also, until FEDFund stepped in, we are faced with a lack of vibrant staff development programs. The issue of insecurity is very well known and does not require further emphasis. Again, we have frequent industrial disputes in our tertiary institutions with the unions, and these disruptions have a negative effect on learning outcomes, since lecturers find it difficult to complete the coursework. In most cases, the coursework for the semester is sandwiched in a few weeks, and lecturers are rushed to cover the time lost to strike. All these disruptions constitute serious challenges to the academic stability, productivity, and overall competitiveness of our institution. Then, of course, I mentioned the issue of the brain drain syndrome and other vices like cultism and all the other things that we've been coping with in terms of exam malpractices, kidnapping, assassinations, rape, and all sorts of things that happen in our universities today. So I proceed that, and again, I want to borrow the words of the former Vice-Chancellor of the University of Ife, Professor Gumbodode, who says, "Is it disheartening that universities in Nigeria have not been able to effectively leverage on the enormous human and natural resources available to them for the attainment of the enviable height envisaged by the generality of stakeholders. Thus, the path to a high-quality tertiary education system in Nigeria lies in the autonomy of the institutions." So let me hone in on why we are here, starting with the concept of autonomy. What do we really mean by university of autonomy, and why will it be beneficial to our education system? The concept of university autonomy is often deployed as a theoretical tool through which the relationship between the university system and the government or central authorities is understood. University autonomy is generally understood as the freedom of the institution to effectively function without undue influence or control by external forces or agencies. Thus, university autonomy has been a subject of debate for decades. Governments normally frown at this because they believe that whoever pays the piper should dictate the tone. And you have unions, for example, like ASU, believing that autonomy means government providing all the money they require and not ask questions on how it is used. But if you go to the bureaucrats in the ministry where I had, for example, for many years, they will tell you that that is not possible. And they hold the exact negative position that indeed, if you have to depend on government for resources, then you must be accountable to government for how you utilize those those funds. So how we resolve these contradictions in here will basically help us to restore autonomy to our institutions going forward. However, it is important to stress that university autonomy should not be considered as an end in itself, but is to be regarded as a means to some valuable end. And an answer to this question presupposes some kind of deeper understanding of the roles of autonomy within the university system. Generally speaking, The terms university autonomy and academic freedom sometimes are used interchangeably, even though they're not the same. But they are corollaries that work towards the same purpose of ensuring that universities, through their own internal organizations, have the freedom to be able to determine the way and manner they conduct and run their own affairs. So what has been the experience of university autonomy in Nigeria? The subsisting government policy on autonomy for universities in Nigeria, which provides for the freedom of universities to govern themselves, appoint their key officers, determine the conditions of service of their staff, control their student admissions and academic curricula, control their finances, and generally regulate themselves as independent legal entities without undue interference from the federal government and its agencies, is derived from the Universities Miscellaneous Provisions Amendment Act of 2003, otherwise called the Universities Autonomy Act No. 1 of 2007, when it was amended. The act, which was enacted by the National Assembly and signed into law on the 10th of July 2003, was later gazetted by the Federal Government of Nigeria Official Gazette No. 10, Volume 94 of 12th January 2007, and captioned Act No. 1. The overall goal of the provisions of this act is to liberate our universities from the bureaucracy of the civil service and to enable university governing councils exercise their powers and perform their attendant functions without undue external influence or interference. However, the government still retains the ultimate power of control under the universities through the Constitution and, as we see recently, the dissolution of governing councils. Mr. President is also the final arbiter in all appeal processes regarding federal universities, and the government has the power of legislation. As such, it may be argued that autonomy under the Act is not only absolute, is not absolute. For instance, notwithstanding the provisions of the Act, there is also Section 2AA2 provides that the Council of a University, in the discharge of the functions, shall ensure that the disbursement of funds of the university complies with the approved budgetary ratio as specified by the government. The Act is, however, silent on the issue of internally generated revenue of each university, and this may be construed to mean that universities are free to disburse the revenue they generate from various resources without the long procedures and approvals required in terms of the budget. However, we note that government did introduce what we call the TSA, the Treasury Single Account, which requires the payment of all government agencies and institutions' revenues into a common purse. How we resolve some of these inherent conflicts is crucial to the restoration of autonomy in our ivory towers. It is, however, pertinent to state that university autonomy should never be construed to absolve the government of its responsibility to fund universities, nor does it connote abdication or privatization of universities. The desirability of university autonomy finds expression in three aspects, namely academic autonomy, administrative autonomy, and financial autonomy. Academic activities are the core mandate of every tertiary institution. So the issue of academic autonomy is almost a given. Hence, academic autonomy can be perceived from the angle of academic freedom, which requires the absolute right of universities to appoint and promote faculty members and administrators, set admission requirements, determine the course of instruction and course content, award individual degrees and honors, as we are going to be doing today, select and conduct research projects, publish and disseminate research findings, and enjoy guaranteed rights and freedoms. Academic autonomy will provide universities with the opportunity to regulate their academic affairs, including introducing new courses in the existing departments and even establishing new departments in emerging subject areas. They will also be able to use their autonomy to update the curriculum as per industry standards by involving industry experts. The most promising outcome of academic autonomy is in innovations in curriculum delivery and research contributions through innovative practices and collaborative efforts in promoting research. The mandate and the charge to our universities today is for them to produce what we refer to as global citizens. Citizens who will be imbued with relevant skills and knowledge in critical areas like critical thinking, problem solving, data and analytics, that will have their self-awareness to be able to respond in various cultural and environmental settings, and will be able to fill the skills gap in many countries in the world today that are suffering from either aging population or low birth rates. So we must prepare our students well and give them these employability skills. The second direction is for us to produce graduates that are not going to be looking for employment. So entrepreneurship has become a very central theme in the emerging curricula of our university system. The autonomy of tertiary institutions for conduct and to manage their academic activities within the established regulatory framework should enable the institutions to strive for high quality and standards that will ensure their competitiveness. The second element, as I talked about, is the issue of administrative autonomy. Again, this involves the authority to formulate policies, deploy personnel, and determine such things as the academic calendar, the language of instruction, rules and procedures, and so on. Thus, the university must have the authority to determine classroom practices and policies and exercise control over curriculum, planning, budgeting, and so on and so forth. The University Governing Council should have the statutory powers of appointment, promotion, and discipline of all categories of staff, as well as the management of finances in the universities. In other words, administrative autonomy permits the combination of uniqueness as well as flexibility in the management of a university. This administrative autonomy would complement the academic autonomy to enable them to set, attain, and sustain high quality standards. Now, the more important one that is very contentious is financial autonomy. Financial autonomy relates to the ability of a university to determine its cost structure. That is, how much should it spend on general administration, on research activities, on training, capacity building, administrative supports, retirement, and other staff welfare benefits, as well as on student services. It should also have the power to fix its fees, generate funds outside the government allocation, and spend it in the way it deems fit to achieve the overall goal of the institution. The university should be allowed to keep additional resources it raises to finance quality improvements within the institution. There should not be restrictions on generating funds internally, either through endowments, through research grants, through collaborations and partnerships, and linkage with the private sector, what we call the triple helix. We believe, thus, financial autonomy may remain largely an empty concept if our institutions continue to depend solely on government funding. This implies that Nigerian universities cannot have full autonomy as long as they are dependent on their proprietors for their funding. So the two runs pari passu. The more you generate your resources, the more freedom you will have, especially because the law did not make any restrictions on how you use your internally generated revenue. So institutions globally that enjoy financial autonomy are free to determine how their budgets should be expended. Universities must be in a position to exercise meaningful control over the principal factors affecting their costs. Each university should be able to assess tuition and fees, and they should be able to establish eligibility criteria for financial assistance for needy students. All these are necessary to ensure that the number and distribution of new students is at a level compatible with their resources. In addition, the remuneration of academics and not even other staff should be set independently across institutions to enable them attract and retain faculty of the desired caliber to achieve the targeted quality of delivery. I will skip a few of the theoretical framework for all of these and go down to collect to indeed what are the benchmarks. How do we assess an institution that has this autonomy. The financial autonomy of university has to do with what globally is referred to as the 7 factors, include the extent to which the university can accumulate reserve and keep a surplus on state funding, the ability of universities to set their tuition fees, the ability of universities to borrow money on the financial market, the ability of the universities to invest in financial products, the ability of the universities to issue shares and bonds, and finally, the ability of the university to own the land and buildings they occupy. If you do any assessment of our universities today, you will find that many of them are scoring between 2 to 4 over 7 on this threshold. Many of them own the land, but they cannot even issue bonds and shares. They are allowed to invest in financial instruments, but nearly all of them are not allowed to set tuition. If you are a federal government institution, for example, tuition is supposed to be free. And also, you cannot keep a reserve on your budget. You have to account for it, otherwise the money, as they say, will lapse. I will also want to talk a little bit about what our universities should need to do to become self-reliant and more. I'm trying to close now. And what they need to do going forward for them to retain their relevance and improve on their global competitiveness and ranking. Institutions can explore partnerships and collaboration with funding agencies and development partners, both at home and abroad, to attract support and complementary resources. In addition, they can strengthen their own research and development activities and ensure effective linkage and collaboration with industry towards the commercialization of their research outputs to generate revenue and to sustain the system. They can also establish functional business development offices. Recently, I wrote to all of them to resuscitate their consultancy services units, particularly for the supervision of our projects in their institutions. And I'm glad we are sitting in the third fund project here today. I congratulate you for the speedy completion. We just gave him this money last year. You see his 2024 intervention, and we are using the facility today. I say congratulations. We expect our universities to also engage in entrepreneurship initiatives and explore commercial opportunities to guarantee self-sufficiency for activating the desired quality standard. Mr. President has made this a cardinal objective of his administration. So universities with faculties of medicine, for example, must be able to offer these services. You hear stories about Saudi princes coming to University College Ibadan in the 1960s for medical services. So we need to be able to extend these services to our people at some fees. We also have a lot of land around our universities, and we want them to go into commercial farms. So we are also making funds available to universities that will engage in commercial agriculture, so that they can not only use it, you have a whole catchment of large population of students who will consume some of these products. And if you engage in the entrepreneurship streams we are talking about, you will not only produce, you will also process. And that way, you can also have linkages with the markets. We expect that if we pursue university autonomy in the way that it ought to be, it is a laudable piece, because the Universities Autonomy Act has set out those clear objectives. It is another milestone indeed in search for autonomy, harmony, and equilibrium in our university system. However, the realization of the objectives of the Act will largely depend on the will of the stakeholders to fully implement its provisions. Regrettably, the Act applies only to federal universities. Thus, stakeholders in the university system must assist in persuading the states to adopt and adapt these provisions in their enabling laws to ensure uniformity in the governance system of our universities. It has been acknowledged also that less political and bureaucratic control on higher education systems promote more autonomy for the universities to be creative and to contribute to the all-round development of higher education in terms of teaching, research, and community service. Autonomy allows universities to develop internal accountability for the faculty members for service quality, which leads to innovation that enables the institutions to excel in higher education-related service offerings. Conclusion. Autonomy enables universities to enhance their infrastructure network using collaboration with industries. There are so many universities where businesses come and build factories, establish facilities, even mount programs on their behalf. This goes beyond inducting professorial chairs or making contributions during events like this. They also need to have a network through which they collaborate with industry, with their alumni, very important. The endowment fund in Harvard that is now in excess of almost $60 billion, 3/4 of it is contributed by the alumni. People wanting to give back. I met personally when I was PAMSEC with a gentleman who donated $1 million. Today that is about 1.5 billion to University of Ibadan because he graduated from there and he's doing well in the US. So we can tap 1,000 of such alumni and they will contribute in bits and you'll get enough money to run your schools. So universities must become increasingly creative because autonomy will give you opportunity for global collaboration amongst and between many universities to share ideas and experiences, to share pedagogy. Now we're talking about transnational education because we as State Fund have stopped sponsoring scholars abroad for academic qualifications. The universities are now coming to us. So many universities in the UK and US are coming here. They want to partner with our universities to mount programs here and offer the type of degrees that University College Ibadan was doing when it was established in 1948. So we are now retaining our resources back home, but maintaining the same standards and quality that are desired for global competitiveness. The university autonomy is desirable for operational efficiency and effective performance. It provides the institutions with the opportunity, as I said, to innovate. And as our universities continue to strive for excellence, you must remain steadfast in your dissemination of knowledge, engagement in meaningful research, and contribution to the development of our communities and the nation. The journey of education is not just about acquiring knowledge, but also about building character, integrity, and a sense of responsibility to society. I wish the university continued success in all its endeavors. May your efforts to empower and inspire future generations flourish. Together, let's work towards a brighter future for Nigeria, for the benefit of our people. I also wish the graduating students and all members of the Federal University Ekiti University community a very successful convocation ceremony. I thank you for your very kind attention.
Thank you very much, sir, for that wonderful lecture. The Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to call upon the Vice Chancellor to address the convocation.
Chancellor, sir. Your Excellency, the visitor to the university, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Your Excellency, the Governor of Ekiti State, Mr. Abiodun Abayomi Oyebanji. Your Excellency, the Governors of other states here present, distinguished Senators and honorable members of the House of Representatives, Honorable Minister of Education, other members of the Federal Executive Council, the Honorable Speaker and members of Ekiti State House of Assembly, members of the State Executive Council, Executive Secretary National University Commission, Executive Secretary State Fund, Chancellor Federal University Ekiti, members of Foye Governing Council, the Chairman of the Council of Foye, Vice Chancellor Federal University Ekiti, other principal officers of the university, visiting chancellors, pro-chancellors and vice-chancellor, visiting rectors and provosts, other top government of functionaries, Your Royal Majesty, the Ewe of Ado Ekiti, Oba Rufus Adeyemo Adejugbe III, Your Royal Majesty, the lawyer for Ekiti, Oba Michael Ademolaju, and the elect of Ikole Ekiti, Oba Ajibade Fashiku, other Royal Highnesses present, my Lord, spiritual and temporal, distinguished members of University Senate, Congregation and Convocation, parents and friends of the university, graduating students, gentlemen of the press, distinguished guests, permit me to also recognize my wife that is here present, Dr. Bosed Oluwayemisi Fashino. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to address this distinguished audience at the 9th Convocation ceremony of our esteemed university. I extend a special and warm welcome to the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GSFR. Particularly, we want to share a simple appreciation for the Nigeria Education Loan Fund, NELFund, initiative, which has supported about 3,281 indigent students of 4A, with about 325 million naira, 687,700 naira disbursed so far. We want to thank the President for this. Some of our students who cannot afford to go to school are good at the opportunity of this fund. Mr. President, sir, we are indeed very grateful for this initiative. I also warmly welcome the Executive Governor of Ekiti State, His Excellency Governor Biodun Abayomi Oyèbánjí, and all esteemed guests and dignitaries who have honored our invitation. We are particularly honored by the presence of our Chancellor, His Royal Majesty Alhaji Matthew Okpalua Okuche, the Ata of Igala, alongside other royal fathers, and we pray for a long, peaceful reign. Additionally, we warmly welcome our newly appointed Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Governing Council, Senator Victor Idoma Egba, SAN, and I express our gratitude to the immediate past Pro-Chancellor, Engineer Kayode Olubunmi Ojo, for his invaluable contribution. Today's convocation ceremony concludes a week-long series of activities, beginning on the 17th February 2025 with the Vice Chancellor press conference. Highlights included the command performance by talented students from the Department of Theatre and Media Arts, the convocation lecture by architect Sunday Silva Togo Ichono OL that we have just listened to, Executive Secretary of Tertiary Education Trust Fund. And we want to thank you, sir, for this lecture. God bless you. I also want to thank you for granting us some money to build this structure. You gave us this money last year, and within 6-7 months, this building was completed for this project. I also want to tell the audience that not only this building, the money was also given to construct a befitting university senate, and it's ongoing. Thank you very much, sir. I also extend my profound appreciation to our dedicated teaching and non-teaching staff, staff unions, vibrant alumni community, and all the stakeholders for their unwavering support. To the parents and guardians of our graduates, members of the press, and distinguished guests, I welcome you all to this prestigious occasion. Let us now reflect on 4 years' journey, its milestones, challenges, and aspirations. 4 years at a glance. The Federal University of Ekiti, established in 2011 by President Goodluck Jonathan, was created to address the growing demand for higher education and help reduce unemployment in Nigeria. The university dual campus model, with one campus in Ekiti and another in Ekiti, was influenced by local politics, offering both benefits and challenges. On the positive side, 4 years boosted the socio-economic development of its own communities by creating jobs, promoting local growth, and providing access to quality education. However, the model has also led to challenges like the duplication of facilities and the need to maintain balance between the two campuses. Despite these complexities, 4 years remains dedicated to its mission of academic excellence, community engagement, and national development. Academic excellence, accreditation. Over the past 4 years, 4 years welcomed the National University Commission, NUC, for resource verification and accreditation exercises, alongside professional bodies such as the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, MDCN, the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, the Medical Laboratory Council of Nigeria, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICANN, and the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, COREN. It is gratifying to know that 4 years consistently secure accreditation for all its programs. We have not lost any accreditation exercise. The university takes immense pride in prioritizing delivery of high-quality academic programs that meet and exceed regulatory standards, commencement of new programs. In response to the university rapid growth driven by a significant increase in student enrollment, this administration has introduced several new academic programs over the past 4 years. These programs reflect the university's commitment to meeting emerging educational needs and expanding its academic offering. Key programs that we have just started in the last 4 years: College of Medicine, Data and Science Analytics, agricultural business management, agricultural economics and extension, advanced business programs like MBA, DBA, MFA, DFA. We have started our ability program, sandwich program, part-time program, distant learning institute, faculty of multidisciplinary studies, faculty of communication and media studies, faculty of computer and information engineering, 4-year business school. And we also started new programs in philosophy, religious studies, nursing, and environmental management and toxicology. In addition, the quota for the bachelor's degree in nursing science has been doubled from 50 to 100 as approved by the Nursing Council of Nigeria. I'm pleased to announce that in a letter dated 11 December 2024 from the National University Commission, NUC, 4-year has received approval to establish and run the following new programs: Bachelor of Engineering, Information and Communication Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Software Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Cyber Security, Bachelor of Science in System Engineering, Postgraduate Diploma in Education, Bachelor of Education in Primary Education, Postgraduate Diploma, Master of Education, PhD in Science Education, Postgraduate Diploma, Masters and PhD in Criminology and Security Studies, and so on and so forth. Additionally, I'm delighted to inform you that 4-year, in a letter dated 7 January 2024, also received approval from the NUC to run the following program after a successful resource verification exercise: BSc Broadcasting, BSc Journalism, BSc Public Relations, MA, MPhil and PhD in English Language Education, B Engineering System Information Engineering. This new program underscores 4-year commitment to academic excellence, innovation, and its continual expansion as a leading institution of higher learning in Nigeria. Appointment of Deputy Vice Chancellor, Strategic Partnership, Research, Innovation, and Linkages. 4-year has established the role of Deputy Vice Chancellor for Strategic Partnership, Research, Innovation, and Linkages, DVC SPRE, to manage its growth and foster global collaborations. Professor Joshua Olamilekan Ogunwole, a distinguished scholar from the Department of Social Science and the former Vice Chancellor of Bobo University, was appointed as the first DVC SPRE on 25th October 2024, with ratification on 6 November 2024 from Senate. It will lead 4-year strategic vision, promote research, and foster partnership to ensure academic excellence and entrepreneurial leadership. Inaugural lecture. The inaugural lecture serves as an invaluable platform for professors appointed by the university, in this case 4-year, to present not only the fields of expertise that lead to their prestigious professorship, but also to outline their future research direction. Under my leadership, we have successfully hosted 17 inaugural lecturers. Looking ahead, we have established as a culture and as a tradition to foster a culture of academic excellence and progress. I'm pleased to see that our colleagues have embraced this challenge with enthusiasm and dedication. Recognitions, awards, fellowships, and accolades for the university. Since the beginning of this administration, 4-year has achieved numerous milestones, with 2024 standing out as a year of exceptional success across various fields. The university secured top place in the Southwest Athletics competition, won silver in the Ekiti State Football League, and earned top honors in the 2024 Federation of African University Games, FASU Games held in Lagos, including gold in the male 100-meter race. The fastest African student is from 4-year, as we are talking about now. Unfortunately, he has been adjudged through scholarship to Qatar. He's no longer in this country. And silver in the female 200-meter. 4-year athletes also triumphed in taekwondo and judo. The football team ranked first in Ekiti. Our football team ranked first in Ekiti, second in Nigeria, and third in the whole of Africa. Manuel Bakare team received a significant grant, research grant, from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and Professor Olushola Ojo was appointed PDF chair professor. I want to say this, that it was seriously competed for at the University of Nigeria in Nsukka. And our own Professor Olushola Ojo came first, and today he has been appointed professor chair of petroleum geology at the University of Nigeria in Nsukka. Incidentally, Professor Olushola Ojo is from Ekiti. Additionally, Professor Joshua Ogunwole was awarded a case GPS by Virginia Tech University in the United States of America. This accomplishment highlights 4 years' dedication to excellence and its growing reputation globally. History of students' patronage and admission. And I'm pleased to share that in alignment with our core mission of enhancing higher education in Nigeria through increased enrollment, 4-year has experienced steady and impressive growth in student intake. From an initial 512 students in the 2011-2024 session, the university now proudly accommodates over 40,000 students. While the exponential growth presents its challenges, such as population pressure and shortage of facilities and infrastructure, we are committed to managing these obstacles. The expansion of access to higher education remains an invaluable outcome, one that far outweighs the difficulties. Notably, Foye ranked as the number 4 most subscribed university in Nigeria during the last 2024 admission exercise. And we have been here for the last 3 years. We have ranked consistently number 4 most subscribed university in Nigeria. In fact, 55,000 students subscribed to come to Foye last year. Staff and students' welfare. Since assumption of office as the Vice-Chancellor, the welfare of both staff and students has remained a core priority for this administration. We have not only fulfilled, but in many instances exceeded the expectations set forth. With God's guidance, we have achieved the following milestones. We have promoted 173 of our esteemed colleagues to professorial rank. Successfully, we have promoted 1,141 staff members across various categories over the last 2 years. We have introduced a subsidized shuttle bus service for staff and students between here and Ekiti. We have renovated 3 coastal buses to strengthen the transport system. We have ensured the regular payment of responsibility allowance to all our deserving staff without discrimination. We have donated an SUV bus to the student union. We have constructed the student union building to enhance campus life. We have installed a solar power street light on both campuses, both here in Oyo and Ikole. We have established the Freedom Park, completed with a fountain for the relaxation of our students and staff. We have introduced compassionate admission for biological children of staff. If you have your children here in this, of course, if you have something like 65 and above or less, we admit you to study some of the regulated courses like medicine, pharmacy, nursing, and law for all our staff. We have reviewed the condition of service to remove inconsistencies and conflicting areas. We have established a university staff club to promote network and recreation. We have instituted a study leave program for staff development, facilitated participation in conferences and training, benefiting over 524 staff. We want to thank the TED Fund ES for giving us this opportunity. A lot of our staff, notably about 524 of them, are benefited from TED Fund conferences and training. Thank you very much, sir. Yes. This achievement reflects our commitment to enhancing the academic and social environment for all members of the university community. Capacity development. This administration has prioritized capacity development as a fundamental pillar of institutional growth. Through the strategic utilization of TED Fund intervention, we have created numerous opportunities for staff development, including master's and PhD program, conference participation, and book development initiatives, both locally and internationally. These efforts have not only enhanced the academic and professional competence of our staff, but have also positioned Foye as a center of intellectual excellence and innovation. Below is a statistics overview of our efforts in staff training and conferences over the last few years. Research. The Directorate of Integrated Service and Training has further contributed to capacity building by organizing targeted training programs for staff on various aspects of university administration. This initiative underscores our commitment to fostering a culture of continuous learning and development. This administration has continually given priority to staff development, particularly in matters regarding the promotion of staff, ensuring timely assessment to enhance career growth and institutional excellence. You can see the breakdown of the promotion in the last 4 years, as shown there. Research, development, and collaborations and linkages. We have changed the narratives of the university about research by being more intentional about research. First, we published and gave all academic staff our research policy brochure, and we did several research training for all academic staff on how to write and win research grants. This has brought about a rapid change in the disposition of our staff to research. Right now, staff individually seek for research opportunity within and outside the country, with testimonials of internal and external grants, attraction, and winning of scholarships and postdoctoral fellowships. Several members of academic staff are outside the country on short and long-term postdoctoral fellowships. We have established international and local collaboration linkages with the following organizations. International Atomic Energy Agency in Vienna, Austria. This collaboration came with funds to train our staff, donated equipment, and overseas training. The Montfort University, United Kingdom, and the establishment of artificial intelligence, Robert Boyle Institute in Jena, Germany, Troop Institute Leipzig in Germany, International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, Nigerian Horticultural Research Institute, NIOT, Cocoa Research Institute, Ibadan, Rubber Research Institute, Yanomo in Edo State. Ranking of the university. In 2024, Foye earned notable recognition in several prestigious Times Higher ranking, including the Impact Ranking, World University Ranking, Interdisciplinary Science Ranking, and Sub-Saharan Africa Ranking. The university was ranked among 26 Nigerian universities in the Impact Ranking, highlighting its commitment to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal. It debuted in the World University Ranking as number 12 in Nigeria, and within the 1,500 global band, Foye has ranked number 7 nationally and 601 globally in the National Super Science Ranking, and placed 10 in Nigeria and 38 in the whole of Sub-Saharan Africa. This achievement reflects the university's dedication to academic excellence, research innovation, and societal impact. Notably, Foye ranked as the 4th most subscribed university in Nigeria during the 2024 JAMB registration, with over 55,000 applicants, surpassing many first and second generation universities. Professor of Practice and Diaspora Professor. In his commitment to enhancing the university academic and professional landscape, this administration introduced the Professor of Practice and Diaspora Professor initiative, attracting distinguished professionals and experts. Notably, Chief Wole Olanipekun-San and Malam Yusuf Olaoluwa Ali were appointed as Professor of Practice with 4 other legal luminaries: Dr. Roland Otaru, SAN, Chief Sebastian Tihon, SAN, Dr. Doyin Awoyale, SAN, and Mr. Lawrence Fubara Anga, SAN. They were all appointed Professor of Practice to teach practice to our students in the Faculty of Law. Additionally, the university partnered with the Leibniz Institute for Tropospheric Research in Germany with esteemed scholars, including Professor Armand Hamann and Professor Kanem Fomba, set to deliver courses in February 2025. This initiative reflects Foye's ongoing dedication to fostering academic excellence and innovation. As I'm talking to you, they've just arrived today from Germany. They'll be here with us for the next 2 months to teach our students. Infrastructural development. In the last 4 years, this administration has been able to construct and complete 156 projects in 4 years. Anywhere you see blue roof on this campus, you may decide to count before you leave. That is the one that was done by this administration in the last 4 years, 156 in all. So our legacy was to blue roof. It used to be green roof. But when we came on board in 2021, we decided to change it to blue roof. So anywhere you see blue roof in Ikole or here, it was done by this administration. And 156 projects in all for the last 4 years. Situational report for other physical facilities. We consulted 28 projects in the last 1 year. Our future aspirations. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, while recognizing Foye progress, we remain committed to fully realizing this vision. Our strategic priorities identified through a comprehensive SWOT analysis include the one-day Vice-Chancellor initiative designed to mentor future leaders, the development of renewable independent power station to enhance sustainability, the Green Revolution initiative, which has already seen significant success in sustainable agriculture, and the establishment of a robust postdoctoral system to attract global scholars. This initiative will help Foye become a beacon of excellence in education, innovation, and leadership. Convocation highlights. During this convocation, Foye will offer honorary degrees, honorary causa, on 4 distinguished individuals who have distinguished themselves in their areas of calling. They are our daddy, Senator Kanu Godwin Agabi, CON, SAL, former Attorney General, and Minister of Justice of the Federation. Number 2, Chief Christopher Adebayo Ojo, SAN, FCI, CON, former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice of the Federation. Number 3, Mr. Segun Alebiosu, Managing Director of First Bank of Nigeria, incidentally is also from Ekiti State, from Momo Ekiti. And lastly, Dr. Allen Oyama, our own chairman, Air Peace Airline. To our esteemed honorary awardees, I extend my heartfelt congratulations on this well-deserved recognition. Your exemplary character and virtuous qualities resonate deeply with the core values of our university. Rest assured, we stand firmly with you, celebrating you as both role model and a distinguished ambassador of the Federal University of Ekiti, graduates of today. A total of 8,444 graduates will be awarded first and second degrees today. The breakdown is as follows. First class student, 177. Second class upper, 3,466. Second class lower, 3,715. Third class, 831. Pass 2. Postgraduate PhD, 38 students will be given PhD today, 38. MSc MBA, 211. PGD, 4. Total, 8,444. A total of congratulations to all graduates on reaching the milestone at FOE. Today marks the end of a phase in your academic journey and the start of a promising chapter. As you face the challenges and opportunities ahead, approach the future with confidence and resilience. Apply the knowledge and skills you have gained. Embrace lifelong learning. Stay curious and commit to continuous growth. May divine favor guide your path, and we look forward to celebrating your future successes. Congratulations and appreciations. I also extend my heartfelt gratitude to His Excellency Achiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, and Governor Biodun Abayomi Oyebanji for their steadfast support. Thanks to the Senate, management staff, and students, and distinguished guests for making this event really special. A special thanks to the ceremonials committee led by our indefatigable Professor Tajudeen Bolanle Okpola for their dedication to our graduates and their families. Congratulations, and may you always uphold FOE values as you step into the world. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to recognize somebody that I need to actually recognize because he was instrumental to the creation of this university. Senator Ayo Arishe. You are welcome, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say God bless Federal University of Ekiti. God bless Ekiti State. God bless Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you, and God bless you.
The Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to call upon the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of University Governing Council of the Federal University of Ekiti to address the convocation.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, before I came to Ekiti, we stood on existing protocols, but in Ekiti, I have been taught that we sit on existing protocols. So permit me to sit on existing protocol. But to join the Vice Chancellor, to just also recognize one person that he has already recognized, Senator Ayo Arishe, who was in the Senate when it was my lot to introduce the bill for the establishment of the Federal University of Ekiti. Distinguished Senator, thank you, and God has blessed your efforts. Thank you. I adopt the very elaborate addresses by the Executive Secretary, TED Fund, and the Vice Chancellor, Federal University of Ekiti. So please treat those addresses as my own address. I adopt them in totality. But let me just say a word or two in addition to those very elaborate addresses. On behalf of the Governing Council, I congratulate our distinguished honorary awardees who have been thoughtfully selected in recognition of their remarkable contributions to their country, Nigeria, and to humanity. They are Senator Kanu Godwin Agabi, CON, SAN, eminent lawyer, philanthropist. He was chairman at the age of 29 of the board of directors of Nikon Insurance PLC, at the time Transcorp Hotel Abuja was. That was the man who built Transcorp Hotel Abuja. Former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, and mentor to very many eminent Nigerians, including my humble self. Kanu, we welcome you and congratulate you. Chief Christopher Adebayo Ojo, C-O-N-S-A-N, better known as Bayo Ojo, former President of the Nigerian Bar Association, former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, former member, International Court of Justice, eminent international arbitrator, who was selected essentially for his defense of Nigeria's interests in many international commercial arbitrations. Chief Segun Alebius, astute banker, managing director, and chief executive of First Bank of Nigeria PLC. And lastly, but certainly not the least, Chief Allen Onyama, founder, chairman, chief executive of Airpeace, lawyer, entrepreneur, outstanding patriot who has intervened again and again in the protection of national interests. You will recall that when Nigerians were stranded in South Africa, it was Allen Onyema who, at no cost to the taxpayers in Nigeria, repatriated Nigerians. And again, when Nigerians were stranded in Libya, it was the same Allen Onyema who maintained the dignity of Nigerians by bringing them back in peace. Sir, we welcome you and congratulate you. Our honor to these remarkable gentlemen is not only our own little way of acknowledging and appreciating their tremendous contributions to country and humanity, but also to inspire others to serve. Today, sirs, this honor formally inducts you as bona fide members of the Federal University of Ekiti community. So you are entitled to all the rights and privileges that the Chancellor, the Pro-Chancellor, the Vice-Chancellor, and other members of this community have. So welcome to our community. To our graduating students, today you have secured your rightful places in history as honored members of the evergreen family of Federal University of Ekiti alumni. I congratulate you all for reaching this very important milestone in your lives. You have labored hard for it, and you deserve to celebrate and to be celebrated. I enjoin you to be conscious of the fact that your convocation marks only the end of a journey, but more importantly, the beginning of another journey, and that is the journey of life. The choice you make hereafter will go a long way in shaping your career and your future. I urge you to always remember where you are coming from and where you are headed with determination, diligence, hard work, honesty, and above all, faith in God. I am persuaded that you will go places. The sky will not be your limit. The sky will be your starting point. Always be good ambassadors of FUOYE, upholding the virtues of love, integrity, excellence, and nationalism. It is said that we are the sum total of the choices we make in life. It will be no different for you today. Choose well and choose prayerfully. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Architect Echono and the Vice-Chancellor have spoken extensively on the challenges that we face as universities. For us in FUYE, one of our major items of expenditure has been for electricity supply. But I want to inform you that I have challenged our Faculty of Engineering, our Department of Physics, and all allied departments to, within the next 6 months, come up with a homegrown solution from conceptualization to fabrication to commissioning. Every component must be homegrown, built here in FUYE to solve our power problems. There is no reason why with the assets that we have, human and material assets, we cannot generate our own power. So we are going to do so. In the last couple of months, in spite of the numerous achievements that we have been listed by the Secretary of Trade Fund and the Vice-Chancellor, we've been in the news for the wrong reasons. But I want to assure you all that we are investigating every allegation that has been made. And I want to appeal to you to trust us that at the end of the day, we'll be doing the right things. Mr. Chancellor, sir, like I said, FUYE has achieved a lot, and our desire is to move from being the 4th most subscribed university in Nigeria to being #1. Our plan, our intention, is to move from being number 15 on the various assessments to being #1. And I want to let you know that tall as it may seem, whatever we imagine is realizable. And because we are imagining it, we are going to achieve it. Before I conclude, I want your permission, Mr. Chancellor, to present the new face of Federal University Oye Ekiti. And permit me to invite Olatunji Jumoke Deborah to the podium. No, stand in the beginning. Deborah is a 100-level student of linguistics of Federal University Oye Ekiti. She is the face of courage. She is the face of resilience. She is the face of determination. And that is what FUYE is all about. That is our new face. And I want to announce that FUYE has taken over responsibility for her university education. Congratulations and God bless you. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Thank you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. God bless you all.
The Chancellor, sir, the Senate and Council of the Federal University of Ekiti have jointly agreed, in line with the statutes, to confer honorary degrees of this university on the following distinguished personalities: Senator Kanu Agabi, SAN, Chief Christopher Adebayo Ojo, SAN, Chief Segun Alebiosu, MD First Bank, and Allen Oyema, CEO of Airpeace Airline. The Chancellor, sir, the Senate and Council of this university have found Senator Kanu Godwin Agabi, SAN, worthy to be conferred with the degree of Doctor of Private Law, honorary causa. I have the honor, therefore, to request Senator Kanu Agabi, SAN, to please step forward to the front for his conferment. Professor Dosumaloma will read the citation of Senator Agabi. Thank you.
Am I free to say that you should not read it? Just call it. That's what I said. You are reading it. I beg you. No, I'm telling you that. I don't know.
The Chancellor, sir. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, here comes the citation of Senator Kanu Godwin Agabi, CON and SAN. I have his permission to abridge this by just announcing his name for proper recognition. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Give me a hug. I love you for doing that. God bless you. I can now go and sit down.
By the power vested as the Chancellor and the authority of Senate and Council, I confer on you the degree of Doctor of Private Law honorary causa of Federal University, Oye, Ekiti. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very, very much. May the Lord bless you. Thank you.
Chancellor, sir, the Senate and Council of the University have found Chief Christopher Adebayo Ojo, SAN, worthy to be conferred with the degree of Doctor of Public Law, honorary causa. I have the honor, therefore, to request Chief Christopher Adebayo Ojo, SAN, to please step forward to the front for the conferment ceremony. Professor Oyedokun Ali will read the citation.
distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the rare honor and privilege to read the citation of Chief Christopher Adebayo Ojo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria Land Estate, Commander of the Niger. Christopher Adebayo Ojo, a Senior Advocate of Nigeria, was called to the Nigerian bar in 1978. I was barely 10 years. After graduating from the University of Lagos, Nigeria, in 1977, he obtained LLM, Masters of Law, from the London School of Economics, University of London, in 1982, and later got admitted as a solicitor of the Supreme Court of England and Wales, and went on to obtain a diploma in international arbitration from the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators in London. After undertaking the mandatory National Youth Service at the Ministry of Justice, Enugu, in the then old Anambra State, now comprising of today's Enugu, Ebonyi, and Anambra States, he joined the services of the Kwara State Ministry of Justice, Ilorin, as a state counsel. He left the services of the Ministry of Justice in 1983 to set up the law firm to join the law firm of Oniyagi and Co. as head of chambers. Thereafter, he left the firm in 1985 to set up the new firm, the law firm of Bayo Ojo and Company, where he has been in active commercial law, international law, litigation, mediation, arbitration, and alternative dispute resolution practice. I am proud to inform you today that law firm is now 40 years old. He has acted as sole arbitrator, member of arbitration panels, and as counsel in numerous domestic and international arbitrations, both at the International Chamber of Commerce, Paris, ICC, International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes, Washington, D.C., ICSID, the American Arbitration Association, AAA, and the London Court of International Arbitration, LCIA. Over the last 40 years, involving complex oil and gas, investments, joint ventures, construction, infrastructure, concessions, public-private partnerships, power, mining, and commercial ventures. He has also acted as expert witness in international arbitrations. He has mediated on several disputes as well. Chief Bayo Ojo-san is a past president of the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA. Proudly, sir, I'm a member. Past chairman of the Nigerian Legal Aid Council and the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators, Nigerian branch. Council member of the section on energy and natural resources. Law of the International Bar Association, a member of the ICSID panel of arbitrators, Washington, D.C., a member of the panel of the Permanent Court of Arbitration, Hague, Netherlands, alternate chairman of panel of Permanent Court of Arbitration, Hague, Netherlands, alternate chairman of UNESCO Appeals Board in Paris, a member of the Board of Trustees of the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators, London, president of the African Users Council of the London Court of International Arbitration, LCIA, and the president of the African Arbitration Association. Is an expert member of the Chinese International Commercial Court, CICC, and the board of the Cairo Regional Center for International Commercial Arbitration. A round of applause here. He's a chartered arbitrator, a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Mediators and Conciliators, ICMC, and the Institute of Construction Industry Arbitrators, ICI, ARB. He is also a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Advanced Legal Studies and a patron of the Nigerian Society of International Law and International Law Association, Nigerian branch, is the editor-in-chief of the Nigerian Journal of Arbitration and Mediation, NIJM, and African Journal of Arbitration and Mediation, AJAM. He is the co-author of the Handbook of Arbitration and ADB Practice in Nigeria. He has, over the years, spoken at many workshops, seminars, and delivered numerous public lectures, both within and outside Nigeria. In 2005, he was appointed as Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice of the Republic of Nigeria. As Attorney General, AG, he embarked on the first ever prison decongestion exercise in Nigeria, where thousands of inmates who had been incarcerated for so many years without trial were released from detention in collaboration with the National Assembly. He was able to ensure the passage of some critical bills like the Central Bank Act and the Fiscal Responsibility Act into law. In 2006, he was elected into the prestigious United Nations International Law Commission in Geneva, Switzerland, for 5 years, where he contributed to the codification of international law. Along with the Boundary Commission of Nigeria, he also contributed to the extension of Nigeria's continental shelf. Some professional appointments: member, National Elections Petitioner Tribunal of Nigeria, 1992. Member, Council of Legal Education of Nigeria, 1992. Chairman, Kwara State Election Appeals Tribunal, 1995. Chairman, Legal Aid Council of Nigeria, 1999 to 2004. President, Nigerian Bar Association, MBA, 2004 to 2005. Patron, Nigerian Society of International Law, 2006 to date. Council member, Section on Energy, Environment, and Natural Resources, Law of the Chairman, Law of the International Bar Association, 2008-2014. Chairman, Chartered Institute of Arbitrators, Nigerian Branch, 2009 to 2010. Member, ICSID Panel of Arbitrators, Washington, D.C., 2008 to 2015. Member, Permanent Court of Arbitration, Hague, Netherlands, 2018 to 2023. Member, Board of Trustees of the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators, London, 2011 to 2018. President, African Users Council, London Court of International Arbitration, London, 2013 to 2019. Alternate Chairperson, United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organizations, UNESCO, 2014 to 2018. President, African Bar Association, FAA, 2018 to 2022. Editor-in-Chief of the Nigerian Journal of Arbitration and Mediation, NJAM. Editor-in-Chief of African Journal of Arbitration and Mediation, AJAM. Co-author of Handbook of Arbitration and ADR Practice in Nigeria. Membership of some professional associations, International Bar Association, International Insolvency Association, Chartered Institute of Arbitrators, London, Institute of Construction Arbitrators of Nigeria, Institute of Chartered Mediators and Conciliators of Nigeria, London Court of International Arbitration, Nigerian Bar Association, Maritime Arbitration Association of Nigeria, African Arbitration Association, American Society of International Law, Abuse, Reading, Traveling, Community Work, and Playing Golf. Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to present Chief Christopher Adebayo Ojo. Thank you. I have the instruction of the recipient to announce that he's happily married with children. Thank you very much. And I did my law practice in the office of Professor Folari in the chamber in Ibadan too, 2007. Thank you very much.
By the power vested in me as Chancellor, University of Ekiti. Congratulations, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, the wife of Chief Bayojo is a justice of the Court of Appeal. She's also here with us. Please join me in clapping for her, please.
The Senate and Council of the Federal University of Ekiti have found Allen Onyema worthy to be conferred with the degree of Doctor of Business Administration honorary causa. I have the honor, therefore, to request Allen Onyema to please step forward to the front for the conferment ceremony. Professor Reverend Sister Asogwa will read the citation.
Okay, I will remove just read this one. Okay. Let's bring her among them. All right. The Chancellor, sir, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the citation of Dr. Barrister Allen Onyema, the CEO of AP's Airlines. Allen Ifechukwu Onyema is a prominent Nigerian lawyer, entrepreneur, philanthropist, and the visionary founder and chairman of AP's, one of the Nigeria's leading private airlines, known for his innovative leadership and deep commitment to national unity and development. Onyema has made significant contributions to the aviation industry and humanitarian causes across Nigeria and Africa. He has requested that I read the abridged version of this citation. And so, I conclude by saying that Allen Onyema is married to Alice Ojochide Onyema, and they are blessed with 4 children. A long time.
power vested in me as the Chancellor and by the authority of Senate and Council, I confer on you the degree of Doctor of Business Administration, honorary Counselor of Federal University, Oye Ekiti. Congratulations, sir.
The Chancellor, sir, the Senate and Council of the University have found Mr. Segun Alebiosu worthy to be conferred with the degree of Doctor of Banking and Finance, honorary causa. I have the honor, therefore, to request Chief Segun Alebiosu to please step forward to the front for the conferment ceremony. Mr. Segun Alebiosu is unavoidably absent and is to be represented by Dr. Laide Oladimeji. Dr. Laide Oladimeji, can you please step forward? I have the honor to call on Dr. Awosu Siomojola to read the citation of Mr. Segun Alebiosu. Thank you.
Chancellor, sir, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present an accomplished banker and innovative finance strategist, and a visionary corporate leader who has led an industrial career spanning over 30 years of financial services. Since assuming the role of Chief Executive of First Bank Group in April 2024, he has demonstrated exemplary leadership in corporate governance, risk management, and business strategy. The Chancellor, sir, Your Excellencies, I'm talking of a cerebrally endowed Ekiti man, born in 1967 in Ilebojo quarters of Omo Oke. He is Olusegun Alebiosu, radiant like the new moon. At the helm of First Bank, the commercial banking subsidiary of First Holdco PLC, he oversees operations across multiple countries in sub-Saharan Africa, namely Nigeria, Ghana, the Gambia, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Senegal, Guinea, and Democratic Republic of Congo, as well as in the United Kingdom, France, and China. Under his leadership, the group is driving a bold strategic vision to make First Bank Nigeria's leading financial institution and one of the top 10 most profitable banks in Africa. Mr. Alebiosu's extensive expertise spans through risk management and compliance, financial planning and control, corporate and commercial banking, trade finance, group financing, and specialized sectors such as agriculture, oil and gas, etc. Born in the agrarian east of Ekiti, specifically in the town of the Giants, where the Akokos of Ondo State and the Okuns of Kogi State meet Ekiti people to share pounded yam on the farm. He has attended Omoke Grammar School, excelling academically before advancing to the Federal School of Arts and Science, Ondo State, for his advanced level in which he made AAB in 1987. He holds BSc Industrial Relations and Personnel Management and Master of International Laws and Diplomacy from the University of Lagos, as well as MSc Development Studies from the London School of Economics. Alebiosu is a fellow, Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, honorary senior member, Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, associate, Nigerian Institute of Management, member, Nigerian Institute of International Affairs. He has served as chairman and members of very many boards in the finance and banking industry. Beyond his remarkable professional achievements, Mr. Alebiosu is dedicated to philanthropy, supporting educational and humanitarian causes. In 2023, he got approval of the Governing Council of Foye for public-private partnership to build a 400-room hostel complex in Oye campus to accommodate 1,600 students with eateries, laundry, recreation center, and all of you. He recently pledged a donation of a 30-seater coastal bus to the Foye College of Medicine to help meet a crucial requirement set by the regulatory authorities. An avid golfer and adventurer, Mr. Adebiosho embodies the principle of resilience, strategic foresight, and endeavors, unassuming and bold, simple but smart, modest on the surface, yet profound in thought, soft-spoken but highly analytical. While Mr. Adebiosho is not a globetrotter, he has traveled extensively across the world, working in finance and banking. He's happily married with children. For the United States of America, one of the best bankers in history is J.P. Morgan. For France, it was the great automobile industrial Andrew Citroën. If it were United Kingdom, it is definitely Sir Ernest Cassel. For Ekiti State, Nigeria, one of the most successful bankers in history is Olusegun Adebiosho. When you want the head of an Ekiti man to swell, you make a cursory visit back to his hometown. Ọmọ Olódò Ogbo Àjírè, ọmọ rẹ̀, ọmọ Ìṣẹ̀dó, ọmọ Ìrókò-Olú, ọmọ Àjàkàrà Yàgbà, mi rọjà, mi rere ọba, ilé ọba sọmí jọjà, Ìrókò-Olú mògbòdè, wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́, lágbo funfun pìnìpìnì. Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present a great Ekiti man for the conferment of the degree of Doctor of Banking and Finance.
By the power vested in me as Chancellor and by the authority of Senate and Council, I confer on you the degree of Doctor of Banking and Finance, honorary Causa of the Federal University of Ekiti. Congratulations.
Chancellor, sir, I have the honor and privilege to invite for awardees.
I have been told that I shall speak for 15 minutes. Victor, that's what you said? Maximum. I won't exceed that. The Chancellor, the Pro-Chancellor, the Vice-Chancellor, all other protocols observed, my fellow honorees, I am privileged to speak on behalf of all of us who have today been honored by the conferment upon Speaking for myself, I have always been envious of you professors and doctors and academicians, and often craved for the knowledge and discipline and contentment that we credit you with. When I was called to be honored in this way, it reminded me of the story of the Chinese magician who used to make the poor happy by giving them the illusion of wealth. We who have been honored are happy, we are very happy indeed with this illusion. It is a monumental encouragement to us to aspire even more for the things of the mind and the intellect, particularly at this time when greed has taken the front seat. Victor, I'm 78 years old, I'm going to 79, but you have challenged me to aspire to be an academician. I will try and see how I can do it. We We humble ourselves before you in gratitude. Words do not suffice to express our gratitude. May the Lord, who is able to multiply all things, multiply our little mite of gratitude and make it sufficient to meet the great needs of the day. I claim no credit for the honor bestowed on me today. It is not owed to any merit of mine. It is owed to the love that your Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, Senator Victor Ndoma, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Commander of the Order of the Niger, has for me. It is Victor's love for me that enables me to stand here. In his lifetime, I owed his father much gratitude. Victor, it is becoming now obvious that I owe you even more gratitude than I owe to your father. I bend the knees of my heart both to you and to him. May his soul rest in peace. I congratulate you, Chief Christopher Adebayo Ojo, popularly we call him Bayo Ojo, former Attorney General. Intelligent and calm gentleman. You went into office a good man, you came out a good man. Given the forces that militate against goodness today, that is no mean achievement. Thank you for the services you continue to render to our profession and to the nation. I congratulate you, Chief Alebiosu, Managing Director of First Bank of Nigeria. I congratulate you, Dr. Allen Onyema, the Chief Executive Officer of Air Peace Airlines. Believe me, I felt so honored sitting beside him. Please stand up and let them clap for you again. When you sit in those huge planes, when I sit in them, I say to the Lord, your children are really great indeed. This man, he has the souls of 10 men. Give him a hand for me. It is men and women like you who teach us that we can be a self-reliant nation. From you, we learn that we shall never attain the heights that other nations have attained by simply enjoying the luxuries that they have invented. You teach us that it is by making the sacrifices that those nations made to invent those luxuries that we relish, that we shall be able to attain the heights that they have attained. In fact, we have the capacity to surpass those nations if only we make the sacrifices that they are making now. We are a great nation. Nigeria is a great nation. It is easily the greatest nation on earth if we just bend down and make sacrifices. We are not doing so now. We shall. We have hope. We must not despair. We should not resort to violence. We should not give way to greed. When I sat down here and heard of university in such a short time, I said to myself, truly we are a great nation. We are. Nigeria is a great nation. It is better as it is. From east to west, from north to south, Christians and Muslims together. Please, thank you very much. I am not an economist, but my native intelligence tells me that it is because those who have money fear to invest it that the nation is going down all the time. We are purchasing dollars, and hiding them in our houses. The government must encourage those who have money to bring it out and invest it. We must encourage those who have monies abroad to bring it back and invest it here at home. Government must do this. Government must re-examine its approach and refrain from those policies that instill fear in the people and discourage the use of money. I'm saying this because we are talking about the managing director of First Bank. We are talking about the CEO of Air Peace. This is about money. Government, Mr. President, encourage Nigerians, those who have monies abroad, to bring it back. Those who have monies in the country to invest it. Discourage whatever policies and programs of the government are discouraging investment or instilling fear in people. We celebrate this ceremony at a difficult time, a time when the nation is in the grip of violence, a time when corruption is rife, a time when the nation is divided. You may wonder then why the university is conferring and we are receiving honors as if all is well. The answer appears to me to be this. We acknowledge that we are not doing well. We acknowledge that we still have a long way to go. This is the university's way of encouraging us not to despair, and no institution is better qualified to do this than this university. This university provides proof that we live in a globalizing world. You have here students and professors and workers from East and West, from North and South, Christians and Muslims, working in harmony for the common good of humanity. One thing binds us, the quest for education. You do not care about the darkness. You do as plants do. You grow best in the dark. You give us hope. This ceremony is the university's way of expressing its determination that we shall not celebrate corruption or incompetence or violence. It is excellence that we shall celebrate. It is life that we shall celebrate. We shall celebrate hope. That is what the university has been teaching, and that is what she reiterates today at this convocation. The university is demonstrating that this is not that nation out of which the Lord could not find 10 good people. The university is celebrating the nation. We congratulate all those who are graduating today. May the Lord bless you and keep you and protect you as you go to serve. As you go, whatever your hand shall find to do, do it with all your might. Because you have been faithful in little things, the Lord has promoted you as he has done this day. Be strong, be resolute. In the event that you should become neither hot nor cold, the Lord will spew thee out of his mouth. In the unlikely event that you should turn out to be underlings, remember that the fault is not in your stars, but in yourself. The moment your certificate is handed over to you, your years of preparation are over and your years of action commence immediately. As for the students, I make this appeal: pay attention to your studies. There is a time for everything. This is your time for contemplation. Time for preparation. This is not your time for action. Your time for action is coming. Many things are happening in society at this time which agitate and even annoy you. Be assured that your parents are even more concerned about these matters than you realize. Be patient. Your time of action is coming. I pray for you that you should rise to become leaders of our country. I pray that you should rise to be presidents, ministers, legislators, and leaders of industry. But that depends on how you prepare yourselves now. Be studious. Be a new person every day. your efforts will never go unrewarded. As for you, professors and lecturers, more than anyone else, you appreciate the importance of giving our children the right education. The greatest reality in the world today is the reality of globalization. Countries are collapsing. The lion and the lamb shall lie down together. We must prepare our youth. The education that we offer our youth should equip them for a globalizing world. Whether or not the nation is going to be self-reliant depends to a large extent on the education that the nation offers its youth. The university must teach well. Be of great utility to the nation. Education should not render its recipients unfit for the practical duties of life, as it is doing presently. Thank you. My time is up. Thank you very much. Not render its recipients unfit for the duties of life. University, offer practical education. That's what the nation needs right now. Thank you very much.
Will the graduate for the bachelor degree of Faculty of Education please stand and remain standing? The Chancellor, sir, these persons whose name appear on the appropriate pages of this brochure have fulfilled the requirements of the statutes and the regulation of the Federal University of Ekiti and have been found worthy, both in character and in learning, to be admitted into the Bachelor of Education degree in Agricultural Education, Biology Education, Business Education, Chemistry Education, Educational Management, English Education, Library and Information Science, and Mathematics Education. I now call on the Dean, Faculty of Education, Professor Mrs. Olubanke Bankole, to present the candidate.
The Chancellor, sir, in the name of and the authority of Senate, I present to you the following candidates whose names are listed on the appropriate pages of this brochure. Those present and those who are unavoidably absent, and for whom I stand proxy for the award of Bachelor of Education degrees of the Federal University of Ekiti.
By the authority of Senate, I confer on you all and severally the Bachelor of Education degrees of the Federal University of Ekiti. Congratulations.
Will the graduate for the Bachelor degree of Science in the Federal University, in the Faculty of Science, the Bachelor of Science degree, please stand and remain standing. The Chancellor, sir, this person whose name appear on appropriate pages of this brochure have fulfilled the requirement of the statutes and regulations of the University, of Federal University of Ekiti, and have been found worthy, both in character and in learning, to be admitted into the Bachelor of Science degree in Animal and Environmental Biology, Biochemistry, Chemistry, Computer Science, Geology, Geophysics, Industrial Chemistry, Mathematics, Microbiology, Physics, Plant Science, and Biotechnology.
You're watching Arise. the world's standout news channel. Arise News, awards, and beyond.